Very well, thank you.
And she'll talk you through the rest of the process.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
How are you today?
Very well. And yourself?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
Good.
So, I have the first form is for 4.
Very good. If I could also have
I think
one.
I think all of them are there actually if you look through.
I think I
Yeah,
gave
put them
them
all
back to you
together.
in one big package,
Yeah.
so I think they're all in there, Wendy.
Okay. And I will take a piece of ID now
Yes.
also.
Okay. You want a picture ID?
Yes, please.
Driver's license should be here. There it is.
Very good, thank you. And if you could please just take down your mask for one moment and I'll confirm your identity.
Sure.
Very good, thank you. Oh,
Oops,
my
it fell
apologies.
on the floor. That's okay. Now, although I don't see it, I hope it didn't go inside
Oh,
any hole. Oh, I can
Is
see
it a
it.
side
I can
easy?
see. I just have to
We
kneel
can
down.
pull the table out
That
after.
would be an exercise. That's okay.
we can
I need it.
We can find another way.
Oh,
sorry about that.
no problem. It's mine.
My,
Down there.
my sincere apologies.
No problem. You're doing your job, and I'm here for one purpose.
So Chris, when it's been to commission before, it just means that if we make any changes, that's going to be a different process.
You will just have to recommission it again.
Okay.
So
There are some pages I forgot to write my name. I don't mind, and then sign where I need to sign
And
for
Okay,
any
yeah.
changes I may have made.
yeah, there's some whiteout on the front page there, so we'll treat that as though it's a strikeout. So we'll just ask Augustine to initial by where the whiteout appears at the top.
Okay, did you hear that?
Yes, I heard you told me
Okay.
that at the entrance.
Thanks. Can I get
Okay.
you just to pull your mask back
Yes,
up,
yes.
Augustine? Thank you.
So when he'll be filling out his name at the top of each page,
Yes.
so would he just be initialing that?
So what we'll have to do, when you're doing those corrections, if you can put a check mark whenever you write your name or make a correction, put a check mark next to where you've written,
Okay.
and then initial by that check mark.
All right.
And then Wendy, you'll have to initial on the other side of the check mark.
All right. No
Okay.
problem.
And then we will recommission
And
it.
then, yes, that's correct, yeah.
Okay,
Thank you.
so there'll be two things that you will change on the sheets. One is to add your name at the top.
Yes.
And then also, if the postal code is missing, you would look up that address on your phone and find the postal code for that.
Okay.
So I'll pass you that one too. There's one on this page.
And is that on the first one?
Yes.
Now, I haven't done that before, but let me see. Which one is that?
We can find the postal code too if that's...
Which
if
number?
That's what's straightforward.
I don't see. Number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6. Oh, number 7 doesn't seem to have a postal code. Okay. All right.
So you can look the postal code up online.
So, I go to Google, and then where do I go next?
You know what? I can do it. If it's more straightforward, I can do it. If you just read
Yeah,
me
it
the
is.
address.
His complete address is here. Number 117, 42, 40, 106.
So why don't you pass it to me?
Yeah,
And
it's
I'll-
number 7.
I'll write it on that sticky note. Otherwise-
Okay, and then I'll write the names on the other ones. Did you give me those yet? No?
Okay, do you want to do that for other postal code missing?
Yeah,
too?
I
Okay.
think we may.
Okay, you can start by putting your name on the top there.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yes, this one.
Thank you.
Name, and then I put a check mark on it. And I,
So there's for you to add.
okay. Okay.
And just add the check mark and your initials on that postal
Okay.
code edition.
Yeah, I did, I put a check mark up here and the,
Very
the
good.
check mark I will just
Thank
add
you.
and the signature and the name.
Okay, there's for your name, sir.
There's this one.
Thank you.
There's a few things that we're gonna have to. Let me know when you're ready, because there's a couple of things to talk about with these.
Okay, I'm ready.
The 47, it's just a postal code. There's no street address there.
Okay.
So I don't know if Augustine is familiar, you can fill that in. If not,
If one is condemned, I do have 3 extra names. I added 103 names.
You have 3 extras?
Yes,
Okay.
in case we can solve this problem.
Okay. So would you advise crossing it out?
well, let's, before we get to that, let's talk about these, because there are a few other things in here too.
Okay,
So,
there's a postal code to add, and you want the check mark with the added postal.
yeah,
Yeah,
anytime
so
we make a
Oh,
just make
okay,
sure you
I'll
put
add
the
this
check mark
postal
by
code.
the added postal code there.
Okay, yeah, sure, thank you.
So there's no last names with 77, 78, and 79. So Augustine can add those last names in if he knows this address. This address number 79 is in Sherwood Park, so that's not an eligible address. So that one we have to strike out 79.
Yeah, I noticed that this afternoon too.
Yeah.
I wasn't quite aware when I met this person that, it was in Edmonton. I didn't go to Sherwood Park to have a name signed. I thought the person was.
So 77 and 78, we need to add last names in there.
Okay.
If Augustine knows them. 79 you have to strike out because that person's not eligible. And then we'll have to recount to make sure we got them all.
Okay, now number 47. Oh, he has a postal code, but not the address. Oh my God.
So we would just do a manual count?
Yeah, we'll have to count and make sure we got 100. So Andy, depends if we're able to, how many we're having to strike off here.
So would you usually just start a new page for the
No,
recommission?
we'll keep that. All you would do, you would just have to strike out, and you can leave these parts up because this information is going to be the same.
Yeah.
What's the date?
It's just the dates, right?
Yeah, so the date you can leave too, because that information. So we'll just strike out signature, Augustine's signature, because I'll have to sign again, and the stamp,
Okay.
and then you would add in your information
Okay.
if we get that.
And did they do the strikeout?
For the signature, yes, but you would do for the other pieces. Yeah, it's going to be. Hopefully we have enough.
I'm trying to find the address of TSX. No. I think, oh, it was 5, not this. Okay. E5. I do have an address and it has a phone number. May I call to find out if the person is there? I have an address and at the bottom there's something like a phone number I can just press. I don't know whether the person will be there. Maybe they will be at work.
Yeah, it's up to you. So let me do. Sorry, Renee, I'm going to.
That's okay.
switch
Yeah.
over. Let me
Here's the paper. that
Yeah.
has the
Yeah,
postal
yeah.
code without the address.
Let me just tell you a couple of other things with the forms, and then we can make a plan about what to do. So you have 103 signatures total, right?
Okay, yeah.
On this page, 77, 78, and 79, there's some names missing. We just have the first name
They
here, I
have
think.
first names.
79 is an address in Sherwood Park, so that person isn't eligible to sign
Yes,
these.
that I know. I realized that when
yeah.
I was on my way.
So,
when I checked.
so that one we have to strike
completely.
out.
Yeah.
Do you know the last names of these two people?
Let me see, please.
There's no harm in
I
rescheduling.
can't remember. I
Okay.
can reschedule if I need.
So I think, well,
would say for me to be able to be accurate. Logically, I would think it would be less strenuous on me to get more signatures to fulfill the criteria rather than try to look for the person or the people who did not write their last name.
you know what? That's what I would probably recommend you
Yes,
do,
yes.
because if we accept the forms with information that's
That is
inadvertently
incomplete.
not
No, I
eligible,
understand perfectly.
that's your responsibility.
I understand perfectly.
Yeah, I think that's a good choice.
Okay.
So I'll give you these back.
Okay.
And we can do the commissioning here. You don't have to have it commissioned before you come.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. I thought it was, in fact, I mean, as you may see, the person who did the commissioning has been a candidate before, and he's a commissioner of oaths.
Right.
So he told me, oh, you can have it done there. But I had already asked him to do it before I came. I called him, I know him personally.
So what let's rebook the appointment to
Okay.
give you time to get the information. And Wendy's quite right. We can do the recommissioning piece here.
Okay.
So I would, because we have to see, because the papers have already been commissioned,
Mm-hmm.
the changes that you make have to be witnessed by the person who's recommissioning your form,
Okay.
which is going to make this a bit problematic.
But I hope, may I ask one question?
Mhm.
I hope I'm only making the changes to meet the criteria in terms of the numbers. I don't have to redo the whole thing.
No, but what
Okay.
I would advise you to do is to redo the last page.
The last page,
Yeah.
which is,
The one with the commissioning stamp
okay,
on.
yes,
Print a new one of those out.
okay.
And then
Alright.
just bring that in uncommissioned.
Okay, all right, so if I may, as a teacher, I would like to take accurate notes, what I need to do, so that first, what do I have to do?
So it's up to you. You can either find the last names of the people who have signed it
There are
already.
two names I'm sure that do not have any first name or last names.
Okay.
And then one name is in Sherwood Park.
Yes.
Which I only noticed when I was ready to come.
Yeah.
And then the commissioner actually noticed, he said, this might be a problem, so you better get more names. So the first thing I know to do is there are at least 3 names that make my criterion short of what is needed.
You're the one. So there needs to be a complete address.
Okay.
There needs to be a full name.
Okay, let me get the numbers first. Excuse me if you don't mind.
Mhm.
Those pages that need
I
change.
think they're on a sticky note that I attached to the
Oh.
paper. So if you keep flicking through,
Okay.
you'll find the sticky note that I wrote. It's 77 something.
Oh, 77.
It's coming.
It's coming next.
Sorry, Wendy, I feel like.
No,
Yeah,
it's
maybe
fine.
they're just mixed up here, so I would.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
Here we go.
77.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it's here. Like I've written it down.
Number 7. Oh, okay.
But generally,
One of them is number 77, 78, and 79. No last names. Okay.
so you have to be confident that the information that's on the forms, including the eligibility of residents, meets the legislative requirements.
Yes,
So if you're not confident in that,
I am.
strike those names out.
Okay, so what I would do with those is strike them out and get other names that will replace them.
Okay, yeah.
Okay,
And you're saying if the commissioning, the page with the commissioning stamp, if he does a new one, then he can make changes without us observing because we're doing a fully fresh commissioning.
Then it's a new form.
So if you were going to keep that form that you've had commissioned,
mhm,
if we kept that, you would need to bring on a separate piece of paper all your changes and make them while we were watching you. But
Okay.
if you bring a fresh blank commissioning form in, then then you can make the changes away from us and come with basically a fresh set of papers that we will commission on the spot.
okay.
Does that make sense?
So I think the second part would be easier for me. If, as you said, if you said that if I brought a fresh new commission papers and then I have the names replaced by fresh new names with complete names, address, and postal codes,
Yes.
so I have at least 3 names with no last names, and then one without, there's one without, that we strike out because it's from Edmonton. So in total, that makes it 4 names,
Right.
okay? So if I make the changes necessary, have 4 new names with a new commission of oath form, a blank one, then you will do the commissioning. I don't have to see the previous person who did the commission. Is that clear?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. I do understand.
Okay, great.
We,
All right.
we could have recommissioned this form today,
Yeah?
but that's because we are watching you make all the changes and
changes.
we are signing it. So
I see.
if you're going to make changes away from this room and us, that's why you would do a fresh commissioning.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I will not, what I would do, since I have made the changes you saw me do, I will leave them as they are. As long as I understand that I do have one name that is, the address is inappropriate, the person is not eligible to vote, he doesn't or she doesn't live in Edmonton, and 3 names without last names. So those 3 and that one, I will get fresh new name with first, last name, address, and postal code, and signatures.
Yes.
Okay, then I think I will come back. For me, I've been waiting, I was just waiting for my website to be completed. Otherwise, time is going. I even counted, there are 187 days left, and 5.5 months. I'm counting down, so I better make sure it's tomorrow, too early.
We have appointments on, and I'll ask you to contact our office in the way that you did before.
Okay.
Thursday, we have appointments available.
Thursday.
Yes.
Okay. I'll wait. I mean, it's a matter of time. It's just.
Then it gives you a bit of time, and that's the nice thing about the changes to the nomination process is that you do have time.
All right.
Between now and the end of September, obviously, or middle of September.
All right, I'll give you these back also.
Okay. So we can't do partial any partial registration at all.
No.
Because I brought the money and did everything, but anyway, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
we'll take it all in one go.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you too.
Yeah, I do appreciate your time and.
No, you're welcome. It's not a straightforward process, so it's important to get it right.
To get it right.
Yes. Thank you for your time as well.
Oh, thank you.
I'll send the stream up there, and then once you're ready, I'll show you.
Okay.